Hey everybody, we had an education event a few weeks back. It had a lot of estate questions that kept coming up through that presentation, and wanted to take the time to update folks and to make sure that they're thinking properly about their estate plan. A few big bullet points that we had was one is making sure that things are up to date. I know with the Trump tax law that went into effect a few years ago, a lot of people felt that, hey, the unified credit's gone up so much, estate planning won't involve me, or a death tax won't involve me. However, things are changed and things are due to change. And so we encourage people just to take a look at their will, estate plan at least every 3 years, or if something dramatic happens, maybe like children, grandkids, a death in the family, just any big event is a time to review your tax estate plan. With the pending tax changes coming up with Biden proposal, maybe stepped up cost basis going away, maybe the unified credit coming down. Once again, this would be definitely a time to get in there and make sure your wills are updated. Second thing is kind of a mistake is looking at cookie cutter plans. These are plans that you can go online and just pop in. I would encourage people, number one, take your time to make sure that you do the things that you want to have done in your will. You know, if you have certain provisions that you want to put in there to protect certain people, do not rush this through and just accept some cookie cutter plan. The second thing is don't accept a cookie cutter plan that's the max coverage possible. We see a lot of people thinking they need some form of a trust to protect against probate. However, most times you can accomplish what you're looking for with a simple will and beneficiary forms, which can also save you thousands of dollars of attorney fees. Now, when you need a complex plan, you definitely want to be making sure you're working with an attorney that's also focused and specialized in estate planning, not closing attorney, not litigation, not business, but actual estate planning. The next thing we see is people do it themselves. They know how important it is. They look at the cost. They say, well, I can go ahead and knock all this all out myself. This is another big issue that we see up a lot. We see a lot of times where folks add kids to their account. Well, what that can do is that opens yourself up to where that child now has full access to your money, which, you know, usually good kids stay good, but sometimes good kids turn bad. And so you want to protect yourself against that. The other thing is that by adding those people to your accounts, you open up your money to liability brought against them. Maybe it's a car wreck, a divorce. Now that those assets are in their name, they're fair game for that. So just want to make sure you protect those assets and don't just add them onto the account as a joint owner. You can easily add things like a POA or a trusted agent onto your account, so they can still act, but they're not an owner of that. The next thing is you know, estate planning is not just when you die. I always tell people I care way more about you while you're living. I want to take care of you while you're living. So things like healthcare power of attorneys, healthcare directives are extremely key. Identifying who's going to help take care of you, make financial decisions for you, maybe pay your bills. Also making those end of life decisions. Maybe those have changed. Maybe a spouse passed away or somebody else. So make sure those are updated and have the right appropriate people in there. And the last thing is just execute. You know, most of us have gone through the process of thinking about beneficiaries, wills, power of attorneys, and all of that. And they may also have a nice document that they paid hundreds or even thousands of dollars for. If you have that plan, make sure that you've executed on it. So if you've updated to a trust, make sure that all your accounts, checking accounts, investment accounts, life insurance policies, 401ks, have those updated beneficiaries on those so that all that work you put in is actually done the way you want it to. As always, if there's any other questions or concerns or reviews, definitely run those by those, but definitely be thinking about those big issues that we see when it comes to wills and estate planning.